What if Naruto was Prodigy Part 6? Let's go. So, now that Naruto is a genin, I'm gonna skip over a few things. Obviously, he would do the bell test and all that, but that's already done. Then, him and his team would do quite a few missions. Obviously, they're all D-ranked, but they would have to be done nonetheless. Then, after a month or so, they would ask for harder missions, which Minato approves of. Minato is still quite cautious of Naruto and who he is, and has tried on multiple occasions to continue their discussion. But, sadly for him, it didn't work. So, Naruto does his D-rank mission, obviously, since, well, it's not really at the same time as in canon, but I'm still gonna have them do the same mission as in canon with the Land of Waves, Zabuza, and all that. So just imagine that, for whatever reason, it was put forward a few years. Alright? So, yeah, that's basically it for now. I mean, it was a C-rank mission initially, but it was ranked up and bumped up to a high C or a low B. They're not quite sure yet, they'll decide for a later time. But for now, it was ranked as a B rank. Oh, sorry, I meant high B, low A. Sorry, my bad. There, Naruto and his team fought against Zabuza, and obviously Haku got away with whatever he did, since Naruto wasn't quite sure if he, wanted to talk about his suspicions, since he didn't want to eliminate the team's trust in him, since if his suspicions were wrong, well, he could be under suspicion of whatever. So he was gonna hold back, but it turns out he was right. Obviously, Tazuna was safe throughout. Even the demon brothers who jumped on them didn't pose any threat, as Naruto took care of both of them immediately. Now, after a little more time, they would start their tuning exams. Yeah, you heard right, tuning exams. Naruto is insanely young and has only been a genin for about 2, almost 3 months now, and he's going to start the tuning exams. His team seems to be ready, as all of them are quite capable, and even though especially Naruto is really young, Kakashi has trusted him, as he saw time and time again. Naruto's instincts and prowess are on top. They're incredible. So, he believes in his team. And there, he was definitely right. Team Kakashi, obviously known as Team 7, as is tradition, sweeps through the tuning exams. The written test is quite easy, as all 3 of them are quite intellectual. By the way, it's a boy and a girl. The girl is obviously a little smarter, similar to, the Team 7 we know. And you can imagine them basically as the same Team 7. It's not really too important, but it's kind of like that. The boy is not an Uchiha, but he has black hair and acts a little similar to Sasuke. He's kind of arrogant, he wants to be the strongest, that kind of deal. And the girl's kind of still a blank slate. She doesn't exactly know what she wants to do, but she knows that she wants to help people. And that's it for now. She does like the other boy, but it's not like an obsession with Sakura in the original series. I wasn't a big fan of that, as it just took away character from Sakura. So, she likes him, but no obsession. Anyway, all of them obviously had the determination to pass the first exam, as that was being tested. The second exam isn't too hard either, the Forest of Death. Now, even though they haven't known each other for a long time, the trio does really well. Naruto studied many past battles in his history class, with Iruka, without Iruka, and even Kurama told him whatever he was able to, since he had been a tailed beast inside Jinchurikis for quite a while, in various time periods. So, he knew some battles, how they went. So Naruto knew and recognized almost everyone's starting position, fighting stance, and whatever they did, and was able to read them open like a book. Especially with his improved senses and eyes, he was able to determine anyone's moves. It was a walk in the park, so after only an hour, they got a scroll by picking off a team that was actually chasing a weaker one. But Naruto decided to have some honor and take the mediocre team, not the true weak one. Especially because that was another Konoha team, and he didn't want to sabotage his own mates. So he got one of those. By the way, I know you might be screaming at me, shouldn't they all be Konoha teams? Well, not quite. In this one, there has also been an alliance between the Sand and Konoha a little earlier than the original. Now, not the same with Orochimaru taking advantage of that, but you'll see. But shortly, yeah, there was some sort of alliance between the Sand and the Leaf, and so they are, for the first time this year, actually hosting their shooting exams at the same time and at the same place for everyone to cooperate. So anyways, Team 7 got a scroll, bim bam bomb, and well, they went to the tower and ascended to the next challenge. And in this year, they were actually the third fastest to ever complete the test. Well, third fastest in that year, if that makes sense. Not third fastest in all of history, obviously. There was one team that arrived 15 seconds earlier than them, and one team that arrived 10 minutes earlier than them. The one that arrived a little earlier than them was another team from Konoha, with two of their best students, and one that wasn't too shabby either. The other one was from the Sand. Quite powerful. Now everything is fine. There's no curse mark, there's no Orochimaru. Everything goes as it should. And so, Team 7 goes on to the next round. But there are once again preliminary rounds, because they, for some reason, didn't think about the fact that there would be more teams due to all the teams that are coming from the Sand. So, combined with the fact that the teams from the Sand are actually really successful in this mission today, for some reason, well, there's more contestants than they thought there would be. So, preliminary rounds it is. 1v1s against your opponent. Whoever wins goes on to the next round. Really not that difficult. Now, Naruto surprisingly is up first, but his opponent is really, really easy. You can imagine it as someone at Kiba's level. And we're talking Kiba in the original, in the tuning exams. So really, really not a big threat. And the boy in Naruto's group sadly doesn't pass, but the girl does, even if it is ever so slim. She does pass and win her battle. And so 2 of the 3 Team 7 go on to the finals. The rest is really not too important, since you gotta remember, Naruto graduated as getting earlier, so all the people we know and love are not in the shooting exams right now. They're just not. Naruto has 1 month to train, and here, he actually does do it alone. He's the only one, but, well, it helps a lot. He trains his martial arts every single day, and sometimes spars with Iruka, but at this point, Naruto's martial arts are simply superior to Iruka. Yeah, you heard that right. Iruka can't hold a T to Naruto. And so he's thinking about challenging Kakashi, but he's preoccupied training the girl for her to be successful in the shooting exams. So perhaps he will ask at a later time, when the two maybe even passed and became tuning themselves. But for now, he would have to train alone and sometimes spar with Iruka. Now, there was one incident where Minato caught Naruto training. It wasn't not allowed, obviously. It was just really interesting to Minato. He'd never seen someone so young train this hard, and he was just curious. Now, they weren't friends per se, but they knew each other, and Minato grew quite fond of Naruto, even though he was still interested in who he truly was. No one knew, and obviously Minato didn't either. He tried so often to bring it up, but Naruto shut it right back down every single time. And so he had kind of accepted that it was a sore topic, or he just didn't want to talk about it. He never truly said. And even when, it was really unbelievable. It sounded like lies, but at the same time, why would such a young child lie about family? Naruto had shown time and time again in his missions and in his work that he knew the importance of family, and so he would never lie about such a topic. Now, Minato wanted to spar. He saw Naruto fighting his own clones, and discovered that they were actually physical. So he wanted to see what Naruto could do against a real person. Naruto refused, but Minato tried to punch him. Naruto evaded and almost punched back, but he refused. He held himself back. But that was enough. It was enough to see that Naruto was fast and skilled. His eyes tracked every inch of Minato, and even the slightest movement would be noticed. And Minato saw that his speed, obviously not as fast as his own, but quite impressive. Very impressive. It would be at a Jonin's level, perhaps comparable with Kakashi himself. It was insane. And so Minato left. He saw enough. He gave up, in his own words. And so he left back to the Hokage's office, never to bother Naruto again. At least for now. At least until the exams passed. Naruto should concentrate and actually train after all, not messing around. And Minato respected that a lot. So he left him to his own demise, perhaps, or success. He would have to see. And so will you on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z. I'm joking, obviously. No, but in all honesty, Minato would wait patiently for Naruto to actually compete in the final exam. And so it was time. Naruto entered the arena that was now completely full of people. He never arrived places very early. He wasn't as late as Kakashi, but he wasn't the early one, if you could say it like that. So most of the contestants were already there, most of them except for one. But as he later found out, sadly that one contestant wouldn't show up. At least, not in the way that he thought he would. But that's gonna be it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace!